quick introduction to my XVM config. In the player lists, we have the total number of games played for that player, the total win rate for that player, their names are colorized based on their WN6, and the names of their tanks are colorized based on the number of games in that tank. There are three sizes to choose from. You have the large size. If you press Control Tab, you can cycle between the different sizes. Which you have off, you have very minimal, you have this small sized, which has these, because the names aren't showing up, you've got the dots that are colorized based on the player's WN6. And we have this one where instead of the tank name showing up, it's the number of games played in that tank, shown in hectobattles, so 200, 100, 200, 700, etc. I prefer the large size. Above the tanks is the same information, mostly. We have the left arrow is colorized based on the efficiency of the player. The right arrow is colorized based on the total win rate of that player. The percent symbol is colorized based on the number of times they've played in that tank. If they have this lightning bolt icon, that means that they have the stock turret and is incapable of mounting the top gun with that turret. If this were a little dagger icon, that would mean they have the stock turret, but they're still capable of mounting the top gun, and you should be a little more careful. If you hold Alt, you get the same information, except you can now see the player names, and you can also, on friendly tanks, you can see, current health out of top health, and the percent symbol being colorized is changed into the slash being colorized, but it's still the same colorization. This is how it looks. This is how enemies look. So let's get on with the replay.
Went right through. Enemy is hit. Enemy is hit. Enemy vehicle knocked out. We've got them. Enemy is hit. They're knocked out. Penetration. Got him. Enemy armor is hit. We've hit them hard. They're knocked out.
So there you have the replay. Some things I'd like to point out that I didn't mention before, and I can now mention now that, you know, I've dealt damage and stuff. Up the top of the screen we have the hit log, of course, which shows the total number of times that you've hit your target, the total damage you've dealt, the amount of damage that your last shot did, as well as if you kill them, you get the skull icon. If you ammo rack them, you get the little bomb icon. And you have the, you know, the hit log here. It goes down, not up like default. It's also colorized based on Jimbo's icons. So TDs are blue, artilleries are red, heavy tanks are orange, medium tanks are green, and light tanks are yellow. And of course it tells you what kind of, what did the damage, whether it was a regular, you know, shot, if it was ramming damage, if it was fire damage, etc. This is the amount of damage that that shot did. This is the amount of shot total that you've done to this particular tank, and what shot this was. So for example, this was shot number 2 to this Stug for a total of 132. The next shot did 60, which brought it up to 192, and that was shot number 3. The chat box, when people were calling for help or requesting fire or things like that, any of the predetermined things that you can do, this replay was made before I had this version of my config, so that doesn't look how it will when you get the config, assuming you install the death messages and, etc. file. That's all included in the death messages file. The minimap, this is not the XVM minimap. This is Locustan's minimap. So I highly recommend it. Other things to note is that dead tanks, their names and icons show up, which was not true in the old version of the config. So now they're here, but they're very faded. And of course, holding Alt, you'll still see the information about this tank. I think that's it. I'm sorry about the jitteriness of this particular replay. It's just a jittery replay. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. But I hope you enjoy the XVM config, and I hope you enjoyed the replay. Thanks for watching.